Hi Libra and Libra Rising. Here is your 2025 horoscope overview. I'm astrologer Joseph Anthony. This is going to be a monumental year for everyone, but especially if you're a rising sign in Libra or if you have a sun sign in Libra. This is a general sun sign reading using Western tropical astrology and using whole house systems. So again, this is very basic understanding of the trends and the cycles. Your actual birth chart may differ completely because of the aspects, the birthday you were born on, and so on. But overall, you'll get an idea of what's going to happen here. We have tremendous change, and I'm saying that because we have four outer planets that are going to switch signs. Now, that is very significant in astrology this year. And we also have an eclipse in Aries, which is your opposite sign. So relationships are going to be a general theme again this year for many of you. New people will be entering your life. Two of those planets are going to be the outer planets that are going to be shifting, are going to be going into Aries. So relationships are going to be the primary theme this year for many of you. Work and relationships, that's absolutely the theme, but also things pertaining to health matters are going to be on the table this year. So I'm going to cover some of that. I'll go over the basics and keep you posted throughout the year. Okay, so let's dive in a little deeper and see what this year looks like for many of you. So here we have, we start off the year in a slow mode because of Mars retrograde. Now, retrograde means going back or going within, and Mars is the planet of motivation and taking charge. And so it went retrograde on December the 6th, and it will be retrograde all the way through February the 24th. So it slows us down. It makes us more doubtful. It just, it's like driving a car with the parking brake on. And so it started off in Leo, and it's going to backtrack into Cancer. Now, this has a lot to do with your career house, your sense of purpose, being seen in the public, all of that. So Mars will be retrograding back on January 6th into Cancer. So this starts the trend for actually quite a while in that 10th house of status. And now you're revisiting the past. So you may be going back to a job from the past. You may be dealing with government agencies. You may be dealing with a sense of purpose, something that was driving you early on in life. So you're going to be revisiting all of that as we start off the first 2 months of 2025. So again, it's a time to take a look at where we've been before we can move forward. And this is the beginning of the year. So as we continue, we see here, these are the four planets that are going to be retrograde. Now, there's some really good news here because Jupiter is going to enter Cancer on June the 9th, and this is going to enter your career house as well. So there's going to be a need to either work or change your status in some way. The desire to travel, to learn, to explore, to be around more people is going to be ramped up quite a bit. So maybe you're in the public more, maybe you're around a lot more crowds and people. And this is going to be the theme for about a year after it enters the sign. Here we have Saturn and Neptune. As you can see here, they're both going to go into Aries at different times. One's in March, the other one is in May. And these are going to be in your 7th house of relationships. So this is going to absolutely amplify even more the energy with relationships. So Neptune in Aries is a fresh start because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It happens to be your opposite sign. And so these are going to bring in more substantial relationships into your life beginning this year. So it's going to be very important to, kind of distance yourself from people that don't belong in your life anymore as you make room for these new individuals that come into your life and new partnerships and new arrangements and new connections. So keep that in mind. Now, here is the other planet that's going to go and switch signs, is Uranus going into Gemini. Now, this is going to be very important because Uranus finally leaves your 8th house and goes into the 9th house. And Uranus in Gemini loves to talk and think and process information. So many of you may be writing a book. You may be traveling more suddenly. You may be having sudden revelations and awarenesses, insights, visionary ability. Uranus in Gemini is going to make the mind extremely active. And so you're going to have to express yourself in some way. So as you can see here, I'm painting the picture of many of you are going to have to either travel, write, explore, teach, learn new things. It's no more sit back and do nothing. You're going to have to move and do something different in your life here. And that's what these 4 planets are showing me. Okay. Then we have, here are the major trends for 2025. So take note of the dates, take a screenshot of this if you like, jot these down, because around these time frames are some of the biggest changes that are going to occur in your life. And it starts off with the January 6th Mars going into Cancer. So you're revisiting the past in some way for the next couple of months. January 11th, the North Node switches signs. Now, this is important as well, too, because the North Node is pointing the direction of the area that you need to focus on for the next 18 months. And in Pisces, it has to do with your health, your service, your daily routine, because Pisces is a health-oriented sign. And so it's going to be in your 6th house. So you're going to need to be focused on your health. You're going to have to focus on your daily routine, better health care, better nutrition. All of this stuff is going to be the theme for you just starting off in the new year. So take advantage of it. February is a bit of a volatile month because there's a lot of energy in there, but the North Node will also be conjuncting Neptune. So, getting rid of bad habits, understanding your connection to, the spiritual realm, embracing more of the mystical, natural cures. All of this stuff is going to fall under this umbrella as we begin February. So there's a healing that's going on here in February. But the second half, we have Mars coming out of retrograde. And there's a lot of energy building now with Mars going direct, especially as we go into March. Now, notice March 1st and 2nd, Venus, your ruler, goes retrograde in Aries. So once again, we're looking at the 7th house being lit up, but we're also seeing it's about relationships and partnerships. So now this is taking you into the past again with relationships. So we had Mars in retrograde in Cancer having to do with the status and your job and your responsibility and revisiting the old neighborhoods or being around other people. And now we have Venus, which is in the 7th house, also taking you backwards. So you're revisiting, you're, completing, you're coming to realizations about everything in your life and the people in your life. So this is all going to last until April the 12th. But at the same time, March is a very pivotal turning point. This month has tremendous amounts of energy because the eclipses are going to hit in March. There's one on the 14th that's going to be in, I believe, Virgo. That's your 12th house of limitations, undoing, spirituality, and the past. And then there's another one on March the 29th, which is in Aries, which again could bring in somebody new or somebody from the past that comes back into your life. And the following day, Neptune enters Aries. So there's a strong connection to that 7th house in March having to do with relationships. This absolutely appears to be the theme with past relationships, possibly new people coming into your life. So again, the theme of relationships is heightened this year because of this Aries energy. April, Saturn conjuncts the North Node. That signifies you going in a new direction or you finally coming to terms with something about your job, your responsibilities, your health, something to do with a pet if you have pets. But April looks much better going into May. Okay, so if you have to make any major decisions, do it after April the 12th when Venus comes out of retrograde. And May the 18th, Jupiter squares the North Nodes. We may be at a crossroads at this time, but some of this stuff may also be out of our control in terms of like the government, the financial system, all of that stuff, which is stuff I've talked about. We're undergoing some massive changes in those areas. And as you can see here, May 24th, Saturn enters Aries. Once again, that's 7th house. So the theme of relationships in and out, professionals in your life, maybe you're visiting doctors, maybe you're visiting, high-level officials, maybe you're visiting very important people, and that absolutely seems to be indicated in May. June is a little tricky, even though Jupiter is entering Cancer on the 9th. This absolutely helps you, move forward. You start traveling, exploring, learning things at a deeper level. But on the 15th and 18th, we do have some squares, which are adjustments to that Saturn and Neptune. So there's a little bit of friction here going on that you need to be paying attention to. And then July the 7th, Uranus absolutely enters Gemini for a while, all the way till November. and lights up that ninth house of exploration, learning, traveling, understanding. It's like, you're getting plugged into higher levels of awareness and consciousness, and your thinking starts to completely change. So this is going to be a very important time because it's in that ninth house. And here are some nice aspects that are going to be more favorable the second half of the year. In August, we have two nice alignments between Saturn and Uranus. So this is about your partnerships and where you're going with these partnerships, or this new position or job, or these new people in your life. And again, on the 28th, Uranus also sextiles Neptune. So we have some favorable alignments that are coming in, people that may be helping you with your career or what you want to do, your ideas. So this is a great time to take advantage of that. Now, September is that other month. So March is a pretty volatile month, chaotic, and so is September. But again, the energy seems to be really good, really positive, very strong. And this is where I believe we see there's a couple of eclipses this month that'll be very significant, having to do with change to your daily routine, health matters, and becoming more spiritual in a sense, realizing who you really are and, coming to terms with reality. And so this is also a good one here. So Jupiter trine the North Node. You feel destined to do something. You feel destined to go in a certain direction. You feel more confident about it. And so September is going to be another turning point for many of you. And as we wind down the year, there's another favorable alignment. This time Uranus and Neptune have retrograded back once again. Uranus enters Taurus, Neptune enters Pisces. So you're taking one last look at 2025 and going, wow, what a year. Wow, I've made some significant changes. Wow, I need to resolve this, and this. And I'm so grateful, and I look forward to 2026, because 2026, some of these outer planets look really good. The alignments look really good, and we need to all take advantage of them, okay? Pluto in Aquarius, that's revolutionizing your thinking and your creativity. And this will be here for the next 19 years in that fifth house. And so represents transformation, power, unseen forces. As you can see here, you can take a screenshot of this. And Aquarius is out of the ordinary, innovation, individuality, progressive outlook. So Pluto in Aquarius is going to have you basically doing things in a different way, along with Uranus in Gemini in the ninth house. You're going to be thinking outside the box. You're going to be looking at the world in a completely different way. Maybe you're involved in more technology. Maybe you're involved with more humanitarian things, because that's what Aquarius rules. Maybe you're dealing with children. It really depends on your own birth chart. But this is going to be very significant for everybody with a Libra rising or Libra sun. Now, let me go back here, just one quick, review of the North Node, because this is going to be very important. And there's the time, January the 11th through July the 26th. And we see a period here where we are embracing more compassion, spirituality, creativity, and intuition, while letting go of overanalyst, perfectionism. That's the South Node in Pisces. So keep that in mind. I put together this slide, that you might want to just, jot down. I must release this: judgment towards self and others, a false sense of control, nitpicking, and micromanaging. At the same time, we must embrace empathy, compassion, spirituality, faith in something greater than yourself. And so this is going to be very important in the next 18 months as we go through many changes in society. And we already seen them, but now they're going to be more amplified, and they'll be right in our face. Now, once again, Venus will be retrograde from the 1st and 2nd all the way through April the 12th. It'll start off in your 7th house of relationship, and then it backtracks into the 6th house for a short period of time, giving you one last chance to take a look at those relationships. Now, here are the eclipses that I mentioned. Here is the one on the 14th. It's the 13th and 14th, and it has a lot to do with Virgo, which is the 12th house in your rising chart and in your sun chart. So it has to do with getting rid of bad habits. Your routine has to change. And then March 29th, we have Aries in the 7th house, relationships, new relationships, people from the past resurface. Very important, influential people start entering your life. And then the theme sort of changes a little bit on the second set of eclipses about 6 months later. And there is September the 7th, the lunar eclipse in Pisces. Again, having to do with bad habits, your daily routine, health matters, health of pets, This is all part of that 6th house. And then the solar eclipse in Virgo is got you on a new journey. This is why I said September could be very beneficial, because of this solar eclipse in Virgo. You are really starting to understand who you are. You're becoming more spiritual or religious. And you're embracing, this higher sense of self and power that you have within yourself. And so this is going to take you on a new journey. Once again, here are the major transits. You might want to jot them down. And then, of course, this is another slide, to remind you, May 24th and March the 30th, significant time frames for new people entering your life. So this is going to be a very big year for many of you with regards to partnerships, sense of purpose, and health matters. Jupiter enters Cancer on the 9th, and here we have it going all the way to 2026 in that 10th house of career. So if there's something you really wanted to do, something you wanted to be out in the public doing, something that you want to really achieve or gain recognition from, this is going to be a great time to do it in. And don't hold back, because Jupiter is a very beneficial sort of good luck planet. And it's exalted in Cancer. So that means it works well in Cancer. So this could be very lucky, where doors open up for you that you thought would never open up. So this is going to be a very important time to focus on that. Once again, July the 7th through November the 7th, Uranus enters Gemini. So this is where the mind just is going to be on overload. So you're going to find yourself really thinking outside the box at this point. And this has a lot to do with innovation, technology, learning, speaking, expressing yourself, sudden trips here and there throughout the course of this time. So this is going to be very important for communication and self-expression. So if you need to write that book, or you need to do that blog or those videos, this is the time to do it. And here are some beneficial major transits that I want you to focus on, these dates, give or take a week or two on either side, that could be very beneficial to getting things done. Okay, so there you have it. And here, once again, are the eclipses that I want you to take a screenshot of and remind you of what's going to happen there. All right. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Again, it was a basic overview. I have an extended version of the horoscopes for Libra and all the other signs in my community. So you might want to consider joining. There's a free 7-day trial. You could check it out. I do weekly astrology there. I do the extended horoscopes. I teach astrology. We get on the Zoom calls every Sunday, and you could ask me all the questions you want about your birth chart and, whatever it is that you need or concerned about on those Sunday Zoom calls. So, I left a link down below. I hope you consider joining, especially in these turbulent, transformational times that, everyone could use a little help about what's going on. All right, so have a great year, Libra and Libra rising, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye for now.